Well, all week long, we talked about the history, the stats of a 16 seed versus a 1. It's only happened one time, and it doesn't happen a second time. Norfolk State loses to Baylor today in Fort Worth, and we knew in a game like this, the Spartans would have had to play perfect to keep pace with the Bears. But in the end, when you take the bird's eye view of this 2021-2022 Norfolk State season, you have to be proud if you're a member of the Spartan Nation.
In the day, we're still champions. We still back-to-back champions. We still made school history. The first team to win outright regular season and MEAC tournament champions.
The thing I told my guys during the game is just that we've had a heck of a season. Walk out that locker room, don't hold your head low. We've done some things that is hard to do at our level with the amount of games that we've won and the record that we've had. So when you walk out of here as a champion, and hold your head high because we've done some great things.
And Coach Jones isn't a guy to shy away from the possibility of taking new opportunities. I asked him at the press conference about his future at Norfolk State.
I think that with success comes suitors, but then you just have to make the right decision, when that happens. So, I know there's a lot of rumors and stuff like that. There was rumors and all that stuff last year too. But, I'm Norfolk State men's basketball coach. I love coaching these guys. And, I really want to, I wouldn't mind doing it again, to be honest with you. I wouldn't mind trying to go back to back to back.
One thing we know, this Norfolk State program has elevated to one of the best HBCU programs in the entire country. Although the season comes to an end in Fort Worth, it looks like the Spartans' future is bright.
And we're happy to have Craig Loper join us one final time from Fort Worth before he heads back home tomorrow. And Craig, the first thing I noticed watching the game today, you'd been saying this team would not be intimidated, and they certainly did not look to be. They played hard, they played with grit. At least that's what it looked like watching it from TV. What did you see watching from the front row?
Yeah, I was right there courtside, Nathan, and I think the main thing, they were never going to be fearful of a team like Baylor, obviously nothing like that, but I think it's just the reality of the situation. Norfolk State was outmatched athletically, that length and that defense for Baylor playing those passing lanes and sort of stumbled, made Joe Bryant and some of these guards, they kind of were fumbling the ball at times. They looked nervous, but not intimidated by any means. I think the reality of the situation is Baylor is that longer athletic team, and that is what stifled the Spartans here early on and throughout the game.
And Baylor, as you pointed out earlier, shot 6 of its first 8, or made 6 of its first 8 3-point buckets, and that certainly doesn't help things either. It was a 15-point Baylor lead at halftime. Did you get a sense of how the team felt, even as the game maybe started slipping away, that they were going to keep playing no matter what?
The play there right before halftime really made a huge difference. It looked like Norfolk State was going to get easy basket. Baylor ended up having a run-out dunk, and that created created momentum for the Bears on the other side of the half. But when they came out at halftime, it once again sort of came back to Baylor just being a superior team. But Joe Bryant, watching him consistently, and some of the big men on that really don't play too much for Norfolk State that were in the game, guys that really don't play that much, they were actually getting quality minutes and really taking advantage of that opportunity and certainly playing hard.
The big storyline we didn't know until game time, Jalen Hawkins was suspended for the first half, and that's a pretty big loss. He's maybe the team's best shooter. He can really spread the floor. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, Nathan, Coach Jones just said after the game, violation of team rules. So that's kind of one of those things, coach speak, where you're like, well, we don't know, but it was a violation of team rules, and Coach said the program always comes first before any individual, and he wanted to prove a point that if you violate some team rules in place, that you have to pay the penalty, and Jalen Hawkins did that in the first half. He played in the second half and came out and looked rusty. He airballed a 3. Coach Jones pulled him out immediately after that. So obviously Coach Jones and Jalen Hawkins not on the same page for this one, and Coach Jones putting the program first.
Craig, we certainly appreciate all the coverage you've given us all week long. Hope you enjoy the flight home and get some rest this weekend. Thanks, Craig.
All right. Thank you, Nathan.